Hey, I am Gokui, and the show starts now. This is Absolute Cinema!
3 years have passed since the Tournament of Power. All universes went through moments of peace. Zeno-sama always told Daishikan that he was excited for the moment when a new Tournament of Power would happen. Everything seemed to be happening with extreme tranquility, but this does not always appear to be the true reality. All the gods of destruction felt extremely intrigued by what happened in the Tournament of Power. They were unhappy with a mortal making idiotic decisions, and because of his fault, he managed to convince Zeno-sama, the creator of everything, to create a tournament capable of destroying all universes at the whim of the multiverse. The gods are infuriated knowing the relationship between Goku and Zeno-sama, being fully aware that Goku has the free will to arrive at the king's palace whenever he wants and free permission to talk to Zeno-sama or even play and ask to whatever he wants whenever he wants. What was even more strange was the fact that Zeno-sama had shown himself totally partial in the tournament, leaving his support for Universe 7 declared. After all these events and battle against Broly, Cell Max, and several other villains that emerged, the gods continued to look at Universe 7's performance and especially Goku's performance. At this moment, all the gods of destruction gather and say to Beerus that the great failure of mortals will always be Son Goku. If everyone analyzes it, everywhere Son Goku goes, a catastrophe ends up happening. Even in the periods while Beerus slept, the Saiyan's arrival on Earth, and after all the events he went through, there's something strange with this Saiyan. It is not normal for a warrior of this class to always be able to emerge victorious from extremely difficult battles, and even the death itself he will conquer. It even seemed that another certain supreme god has been watching him from the beginning, so that he's always saving himself with another kind of ultimate goal. Beerus does not agree 100% with the ideal of all other gods due to whether or not it was not for Goku and his friends. Perhaps Universe 7, like several other universes, could not exist anymore. But in the rule of the gods, if a god turns against all other gods, all gods involved rebel against that god and eliminate it. At that moment, it was already clear that all the gods of destruction saw Goku as a target and knew that if he was not eliminated, natural catastrophe would still happen, as if it were a coincidence on Earth, and would still cause other universes then not to be eliminated. If it was not for that mortal's attitudes, they would never end up suffering just like they did in a Tournament of Power. Beerus enraged all the gods. He ends up understanding the gods' decision and say that it will be done, but it will be done his way. Beerus says that he will find a way to seal Goku so that he can't escape a dimension, and make an excuse for Zeno-sama of the Great Priest, because killing the Saiyan due to the relationship he has with Zeno-sama can still create something more devastating. The gods agree. On Earth, all the Z Warriors were having fun and peaceful days with their families, while Goku and Vegeta carried out their training. Beerus appears in the middle of Goku and Vegeta's training. Goku is all happy to see Beerus and greets him with a tone of naivety. But Vegeta looks at the God of Destruction with a look of strangeness to see that the God of Destruction came to Earth alone, without Whis. Vegeta already suspected that Beerus was up to something, because most of the times that the God of Destruction appeared in Universe 7 or in Earth, it was next to his angel to take Goku and Vegeta for training or for a mission, but this time he was alone. Beerus looks at Goku and speaks. Goku, I need you to come with me in the time chamber. Goku, with a naive face, is happy to imagine that Beerus is wanting to train Goku. At that time, Vegeta tells Goku not to go because unlike before, he's noticing something different about Beerus. Beerus says that Goku doesn't have any choices, that if he doesn't obey him, the whole Earth will be destroyed and he will be blamed for that. Vegeta speaks. What is happening right now? What's going on through Beerus' head? After the dialogue between the God of Destruction and the Saiyans, Beerus leaves Vegeta in the training place and advances with Goku in the time chamber. At the entrance of the time chamber, Goku realizes that Beerus did not want to enter and questions the reason for the decision of the God of Destruction. Beerus keeps a straight face and tells Goku to just go in. Goku starts to laugh and then changes his face to a serious one and says that he already knew that sooner or later this would happen. He already thought it was strange when the entire Universe 9 decided to attack him in the Tournament of Power, and he already imagined that from a certain time he would be the target of the gods. Beerus continues to maintain his straight face without saying a word. Goku says that if Beerus is so sure the other gods are right, he should end Goku's existence right now, since he's such a threat, otherwise things could get worse later. Goku keeps looking at Beerus, but Beerus doesn't say a word. So Goku laughs again and says he already understands and ends up entering the time chamber. Upon entering the time chamber, he hears the sound of a huge explosion. This huge explosion destroys the entrance to the time chamber, trapping Goku. Beerus says, "It's done." At that moment, Vegeta appears in front of the time chamber, saying that what Beerus did was a big mistake. Even if it came from a decision chosen by several other gods, Kakarot's steps go far beyond that. A mortal who managed to activate the Ultra Instinct and impressed all other gods will never be stopped with a ceiling. Unless Beerus the Destroyer was afraid, alongside the other guys, to challenge the mortal that impressed even Zeno-sama. Beerus remains serious and replies that he has nothing to resolve with Vegeta. That what he needed to do was already done, and if he had one more thing against the Destroyer's decision, he could resolve it with him in his fists. Vegeta smiles and says that he won't need to do anything, just wait and time will tell. Beerus returns to his planet. Meanwhile, in the time chamber, an angry Goku begins to reflect and says, "It was just like that time. I remember like it was yesterday, while I was fighting Hit in the Universe 6 tournament. Mr. Beerus and his brother Choppa were fighting each other, saying that one would destroy the other's universe as if they were banal things. So many lives eliminated by the whims of gods. So many catastrophes occurring, and now without any obvious explanation they decide to arrest me as if I were a greater threat to everyone. This has already gone too far." Goku begins to raise his powers more and more in the time chamber and activates his Ultra Instinct. Goku from now on lives with a new goal. "Now everyone will know, for better or worse, who I am. Everyone will know the real Son Goku. Beerus will regret not killing me. If his idea was to end me, this silly was the worst choice. Now I will get more and more powerful until the moment I can get out of here. Now it's time for revenge!" Goku had been imprisoned by Beerus due to the orders of all the other gods of destruction within the time chamber. Vegeta had not agreed with the attitudes that had been taken by the gods of destruction, but due to the stark difference in powers, Vegeta could not do anything. Vegeta, in his thoughts, says, "What is this madness that is happening here? It will not stay like this. Soon we will show that we Saiyans are capable of, and all the gods of destruction will regret it. The game of chess will show that even a mere pawn can defeat the king and queen." Beerus would start to analyze everything that was happening and says, "I'm sorry, Goku, but I didn't mean to do this to you. I know that soon the decision of all the other gods of destruction managed to cause a great collapse to happen. A decision that comes straight from the gods of destruction ends up becoming something totally catastrophic. When we begin to realize that not always mortals stand before the gods, if the dream of the prophecy of the gods of destruction really turns out the way I imagine it, we could have big problems in the future. I know very well what the risks are, but I will know how to deal with the consequences." Time passes. Vegeta in his house begins to reflect. It's been 1 month since Kakarot has been trapped in a new time chamber created by Beerus. That sure was the biggest mistake they could make. If Kakarot hadn't defeated Jiren, all universes would have been destroyed. Those ungrateful! I need to get even stronger. Kakarot, you worm! I'm sure you won't give up, and I'll get stronger by the minute for when the big moment comes. All the other warriors began to analyze everything that was happening, and began to think what could happen and why Goku was absent while Goku was sealed in the time chamber. All the other warriors believed that Goku was in an extremely exhausting training in the planet of Beerus or Destroy Pain, Universe 7. Gohan beside Piccolo in their training began to realize that something strange was happening. Gohan says, "Mr. Piccolo, it looks like there's something strange going on around here. I need to think exactly what's going on. I can't quite understand it, but it doesn't make any sense. After I managed to release my hidden powers, I can perfectly feel Divine Ki, and for some reason, I can't feel my father's energy training on the planet of destruction. Is it possible that they have done something to him? No. Maybe it's really true that it's a training alongside Mr. Beerus and Mr. Whis. Let's pay close attention because at any moment we can make a wrong decision and end up rebelling against the gods. But let's wait. Goten and my mother are always asking about him. My mother has already said that he even forgot he had children and a wife. But I'm sure that's for my father's absence. But I'm sure that for my father's absence, some extremely high reason must exist. Meanwhile, in the time chamber, Goku was increasing his powers more and more. Goku starts talking. I don't understand. According to my Super Saiyan Blue and Ultra Instinct powers, I would certainly be able to raise my strength even more and get out of this time chamber very quickly. However, all this is happening and unfolding, it seems that Mr. Beerus' energy was gathered, and with that, it became much stronger, causing the dimension to disperse. I can't understand how so many skills can be involved in so little time. So what do you mean that was it? So what do you mean? Was that it? Really, was there a goal? I will not forgive any of you who ended up causing this to me. The gods think that mortals have always been beneath them. The gods feel that mortals will have to be submissive to them. But this is not right. I'm sure the best decision has yet to be made. My true power will awaken. I know what I'm capable of. After all, I'm Son Goku, the strongest mortal in Universe 7. Goku begins to raise his power more and more, causing his strength to become extremely high. In the blink of an eye, all universes begin to perceive the great atmosphere of energy that has been shown. Goku was able to increase his powers more and more. Vegeta, training directly off the planet of destruction, begins to notice. Vegeta has a smile on his face. Beerus gets serious. Whis just watches. Vegeta in his thoughts says, It seems that the great mistakes of the gods is beginning to be created. Beerus looks at Vegeta and says, Did you say something? Vegeta responds, Mr. Beerus, do you think it was really a correct idea to trap Kakarot inside the new time chamber? Whis starts to laugh. Beerus says, What do you mean by that, Vegeta? At that moment, Whis looks and speaks. Very well, Mr. Beerus. If I were you, I would think exactly about the things that are happening. Son Goku is very friendly with Sir Zeno-sama, and you know that the decision that was made by all the gods of destruction was a decision one little hasty. Well, they believed that after the end of the Tournament of Power, everything could be over, and the end of Son Goku would be very close. But even so, we can see that some things did not make any sense that ended up happening, and that would cause a great catastrophe to be created. Have you ever thought for a little while that instead of you solving the problem, you could be creating another one? A furious Beerus tries to understand what Whis meant. Whis speaks. Now, pay close attention. If Zeno-sama agrees with the ideals and has great merit for remembering Son Goku from winning the Tournament of Power, what would you imagine if Son Goku managed to reach unimaginable powers within that time chamber of yours and at some point wanted to take revenge on the gods? Zeno-sama wouldn't do anything because the gods of destruction cause balance, and Zeno-sama doesn't want weak gods of destruction by his side. That way, we can realize and understand that things can get a little bit more complicated, don't you think, Mr. Beerus? Imagine if Mr. Goku gets much stronger and ends up wanting to destroy you all. Vegeta smiles and says nothing, just raises his ultra ego even higher and smiles. At that moment, Beerus furiously says, This already happened, Whis. Or how do you think that Goku Black, who as another uncontrolled Goku ended up destroying all the gods of destruction in his timeline? I'm already tired of it. When Zamasu saw Goku, he already saw a great opportunity to end everything. This really was the most complicated mortal I've ever met. He only always thought about getting stronger without imagining what could happen as a result. And that's it. Goku will challenge me again. I'll be really looking forward to seeing all of this. At that moment, I will see what will go. At that moment, a new explosion happens. Goku in the time chamber says, Looks like I'm finally free! This power is incredible!
Is this a new stage of Ultra Instinct?
Days and days passed in the time chamber. Goku increasingly raised his energy and felt that his body was no longer the same as before. Goku begins to reflect and remembers all the battles he had since the beginning of his life. His fight against Piccolo Daimao. Right after the battles that took place against the Saiyans, and until the moment he became a Super Saiyan for the first time, time passed, and Goku fought against Cell and against the androids and reached his highest level at the moment, which was the Super Saiyan 3, fighting and defeating the demon Majin Buu. The Earth experienced moments of peace. Goku began to reflect and says, "It seems like yesterday that it all happened. It looks like it was all a dream. I saw all that happening and managed to show my greatest potential. But as time went by, everything I trained, all the levels I reached seemed like nothing. All that I managed to show, I cannot understand. My Super Saiyan 3 power was nothing close to the energy of a god of destruction. The day I realized that Mr. Beerus didn't even use 1% of his power, he lied to me. He said he was at a 70%. That wasn't true. I managed with the help of the other Saiyan warriors to reach the form of the Super Saiyan God. That power was incredible, and it emanated over my body in an extremely high way. I am very grateful to Mr. Whis, especially for helping me to control the Super Saiyan God form without needing the energy of other Saiyans. So, I managed to reach the power of Divine Ki. That energy was incredible. But how can I thank Mr. Beerus, who always wanted to show and elevate his powers, believing in his supremacy and strength, and even so he started to end everything. Now, we won the Tournament of Power. We fought in fair combat, and what do I get from all the gods of destruction? This punishment. Ah! What do they want to do with my family? What if they want to do something with my loved ones? I cannot stay here. Goku began to increase his powers even more and knew that the greatest evil could still appear, and that perhaps the true enemy was the gods of destruction. At that moment, Goku reflects and says, "I will not remain like this." Great shudders begin to occur within the chamber. Goku raises his ki to the maximum level, reaching the Super Saiyan Blue. Huge shudders continue to occur until the moment when Goku activates his Ultra Instinct for the first time in the time chamber. Ultra Instinct, Goku's most powerful ability, the stage that even the gods of destruction can't easily reach. Son Goku begins to reach another level when remembering everything that had happened in another timeline. As it was shown that Goku Black ended up destroying everything, Goku explodes his energy and reaches his second stage of Ultra Instinct. Goku says, "So this is the power I need to end them all." Planet of Destruction. At this moment, Beerus looks at Vegeta and says, "Vegeta, the gods decided not to do anything to you, but if you deviate from our line of reasoning, something more complex could be plotted against you as well." At that moment, Beerus withdraws from the Planet of Destruction. Whis wonders, "And where are you going, Lord Beerus?" At that moment, Beerus says, "I need to resolve some things with the other gods of destruction. After all, they themselves said that they have matters to deal with, especially when it comes to Son Goku. This energy that has been emanated from all over a month doesn't sound strange to me. I know that soon Goku will break free and will want to make the most complex situation. I can't let that happen. So I'll take them out one by one before it's too late." Vegeta watches and says, "What is Beerus trying to say? And one by one? He can't be thinking." Whis reflecting says, "Mr. Vegeta, take it easy. Things haven't happened yet. If this is madness from the god of destructions, mortals will be allowed to bow or turn against them.
Furious, Vegeta just watches. Beerus leaves the planet of destruction and heads straight to the Grand Priest's palace. The High Priest at the reception says,
"Are you seeing all of this, Lord Zeno-sama? What do you think? It seems that Goku's energy is increasing even more. What surprises me is even the gods of destruction making these decisions without asking you for permission. It even so that you continue to believe and think it's normal, letting them move their sticks. Very interesting, isn't it?"
At that moment, Zeno-sama observes and says,
"Daishi-kun, I'm just letting this happen because I have a lot of confidence in Goku's potential, and I'm sure that everything he showed in the Tournament of Power is not the maximum he can raise of his energy. So you can be sure that Goku will stay getting stronger and will finish them off. Once Goku starts acting up, we'll have a little meeting to really understand what's going to happen." This is exciting. Goku is the most powerful of all, and I'm sure his powers will make him able to finish off any other enemy. Goku is amazing. He's awesome. Justice will be severed and will served by mortals.
Zeno-sama's guards end up watching everything that was happening. Meanwhile, the High Priest says,
"I understand, Lord Zeno, but maybe, depending on the moment, this could be something much more complex. Can you understand why maybe if this ends up happening, we can imagine that big conflicts can be created? Since Son Goku will go against the gods. Against the gods of destruction, however, there are still gods. He could also want to turn against us, Zeno-sama."
Zeno just keeps watching and laughing responds,
"Goku is cool and he is my friend. He would never want to do that. But if he does, he would get into big trouble with us."
The High Priest continues to laugh. Meanwhile, in the temple of Kami-sama, another big explosion happens while the palm tree and Mr. Popo were in front of the new time chamber. Dende says,
"What's going on here? I haven't felt such atmospheric energy like this in a long time. Is it Mr. Beerus again?"
Note, while Goku had been imprisoned in a time chamber, Beerus had placed a seal on the time chamber and saying that if Mr. Popo and Dende dared to undo this sealing, the two would be destroyed. At that moment, Mr. Popo and Dende got scared when they saw that Goku had left there. Dende says,
"Goku? How did you manage to do this?"
Goku smiles at Dende and says, "It doesn't matter. What matters is that I'm now here. I'm back after spending practically a millennium training in the time chamber. Now, I'll sort things out my way."
Zarama, the most powerful god of the Super Dragon Balls, arrived at Zeno-sama's palace where Daishikan, the Grand Priest, was waiting for him. The atmosphere was solemn, and everyone in the palace recognized Zarama's incredible power and unpredictable nature. Daishikan bowed respectfully to Zarama and invited him to sit down. "Welcome, Lord Zarama. It's an honor to have you here. How can we help you today?" Zarama remained serene and mysterious as he spoke. "Daishikan, I have come to the Tournament of Power to witness the strength of mortals and gods from all universes. I want to see for myself if they are worthy of my Super Dragon Balls." Daishikan understood Zarama's motivation and nodded. "I understand, Lord Zarama. The tournament is a unique opportunity for you to fulfill this wish. However, I ask that you be cautious and avoid causing excessive damage to the universes. The balance between creation and destruction must be maintained." "Don't worry, Daishikan. I don't intend to cause destruction without purpose. I just wish to test the potential of these beings and their ability to face challenges." Daishikan offered his cooperation and assistance to Zarama during the tournament, ensuring that he was treated with respect and that his concerns were addressed. Zarama, in turn, agreed to follow the rules and guidelines established for the tournament. The meeting between Zarama and Daishikan marked the beginning of a unique collaboration during the second Tournament of Power, as the god of the Super Dragon Balls would closely observe the battles and challenges that awaited warriors from all universes. The fate of the participants was now in the hands of this cosmic being, and everyone presented was aware that the tournament would be a truly monumental event, with consequences that could affect the entire multiverse. Zarama fixed his eyes on the Grand Priest Daishikan and emitted an aura of defiance that reverberated throughout the Zeno-Osama's palace. He then spoke in a calm but determined voice. Daishikan, after the Tournament of Power ends, I want to test my strength in a battle against you, just like the old days. Daishikan, known for his serenity, did not seem surprised by Zarama's proposal. He replied in a soft, polite voice. I understand your wishes, Zarama. I accept your challenge. It'll be an epic battle, without a doubt. The two cosmic beings exchanged an understanding look, aware that this battle would be one of the most significant in their mortal lives. It would represent the reunion of two ancient and powerful beings, each with a unique purpose and powers. Zeno-sama, observing the interaction, nodded with his charismatic innocence and enthusiasm, approving of the imminent confrontation. He then made a hand gesture to indicate that the Tournament of Power should proceed as planned. With the promise of a clash between two divine beings of unimaginable power, the second Tournament of Power unfolded. With the expectation of a battle that would transcend the limits of reality, the fate of the multiverse was at stake, and the coming battles would be truly epic. In all universes, the Kaioshins, the gods of creation and guardians of their respective galaxies, felt uneasiness regarding the return of Zarama, the god of the Super Dragon Balls. They met in a neutral location, a cosmic space between universes, to discuss this growing concern. The Supreme Kai of Universe 7 began the conversation. Friends, we are all aware of Zarama's return and his intentions to test the strength of mortals and gods in the Tournament of Power. This is a potential threat to all of us. The other Kaioshins nodded gravely, aware of Zarama's ability to grant unimaginable wishes and his unusual cunning. The Kaioshin of Universe 11, Kai, expressed his concerns. Zarama is a cunning and unpredictable being. He can exploit the situation to achieve his own goals. We need to be prepared for any eventuality. The Grand Kaioshin of Universe 1, known for his wisdom, added, we have to cooperate and share information between our universes. It is crucial that we keep a constant eye on what happens in the Tournament of Power and take action if the situation gets out of control. The Kaioshins of all universes agreed to work together to monitor the situation closely and ensure the safety of their respective universes during the tournament. They recognized that Zarama was a potentially unpredictable threat and that his presence could trigger serious consequences. While the warriors faced each other in the tournament, in search of the survival of their universes, the Kaioshins maintained constant vigilance, ready to act if necessary to protect their balance and existence of their universes. The uncertainty of the future hung over them, but they were united in their determination to face any challenge that lay ahead, including the mysterious threat posed by Zarama. Goku listened carefully to Beerus' information about Zarama, the god of the Super Dragon Balls, and his goal of testing the strength of mortals and gods during the Tournament of Power. Instead of being worried, a growing excitement took over Goku's face, and he began to smile enthusiastically. Wow, Mr. Beerus! This Zarama must be incredibly strong! Goku exclaimed, barely able to contain his excitement. I always love a good challenging fight! And if he wants to test our powers, and let's give him an amazing show! Beerus looked at Goku with a mixture of surprise and resignation.
You're truly impressive, Goku. It seems that you're more excited about the idea of fighting Zarama than worried about the possible threat he poses.
It is true, Mr. Beerus. Fighting powerful opponents is what makes life exciting, worth living. I will train even harder to be ready for whatever challenges he presents with us. Beerus sighed and acknowledged that Goku's mentality was unique. He knew that although Goku was a bit reckless, he was also one of the most powerful and dedicated warriors he had ever met.
I can't say I completely understand your mindset, Goku, but I know you will do your best to protect our universe and do your best in the tournament.
Beerus replied. Goku agreed with a determined nod. He was ready to face any challenge that came his way in the Tournament of Power, including the mysterious and powerful figure of Zarama. His excitement and passion for fighting only grew as he was looking forward to the epic battles that lay ahead, no matter what opponents he encountered along the way. Days turned into weeks, and preparation for the second Tournament of Power was in full swing. All of the Z Warriors continued to train tirelessly, honing their skills and developing new techniques to face the challenges that lay ahead. Goku and Vegeta trained hard, seeking to reach new levels of power. Goku continued perfecting his Ultra Instinct form, while Vegeta worked on his enhanced Ultra Ego form. They knew they were in a race against time to become even stronger and prepared for any moment and any opponent. Gohan trained with Piccolo, honing his new transformation and refining his skills. Goten and Trunks practiced their fusion, increasing their synchrony and power like Gotenks. Meanwhile, Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, and the others were also training with dedication, ready to do their best in the tournament. While the Z Warriors prepared individually, they also came together for team training. They practiced combat tactics, developed strategies, and increased their coordination, aware that the key to victory in the Tournament of Power lay in cooperation. Bulma, as always, worked tirelessly on her technology, creating devices and inventions that could give warriors an advantage during fights. She was determined to contribute to her team's success. Meanwhile, Universe 7 was in a state of constant alert, aware of the threats that awaited them. All of the Z fighters knew that they were fighting not only for themselves, but also for the survival of their universe. Time passed quickly, and the second Tournament of Power was approaching. All of the Z Warriors were ready to determine to face the new challenges that lay ahead. With hard training and the team spirit, they were confident that they were preparing themselves in the best way possible to protect their universe and prove their strength in the face of the adversaries from all corners of the multiverse. The gods of destruction from Universe 1, 2, and 4 gathered in a cosmic meeting to discuss the upcoming Tournament of Power. They met in a neutral location between their universes, where they could share information and strategies without favoritism. Belmont, the god of destruction of Universe 11, began the meeting. Fellow gods of destruction, the Tournament of Power is almost beginning, and we must be prepared for any challenge we face. Helios, the goddess of destruction of Universe 2, nodded elegantly. I look forward to seeing our warriors in action, but we must also be prepared for other universes. Some of them may pose serious threats. Kitela, Universe 4's god of destruction, who was also known for his cunning, added, We must consider all possibilities. In addition to strong warriors, there are also intrigues and political alliances at play. It will be a tournament full of surprises. Belmont agreed with Kitela's words and continued, We have to remember that we are here to protect our universes. We cannot let emotions stop us from making the right decisions in the heat of the battle. Alice smiles and said, While our warriors are formidable, we also need to trust them to make intelligent and strategic decisions during fights. Teamwork will be the key. The gathering of the gods of destruction from Universe 1, 2, and 4 served as preparation for the impending tournament. They exchanged information, discussed strategies, and pledged to do whatever they could to protect their universes during the Tournament of Power. As the event approached, tension and anticipation continued to build as everyone was aware of the formidable challenges that awaited. The big day of the Tournament of Power had finally arrived, and an atmosphere of anticipation and excitement enveloped Zeno-sama's palace. All the universe involved gathered at the designated tournament location, which was a vast battlefield floating in space. Teams of warriors from each universe were ready to face the upcoming challenge. The gods of destruction, the Kaioshins, and their representatives were gathered to observe the fights. Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, and the other Z Warriors of Universe 7 were eager to get into action. They gathered in a circle, exchanging words of encouragement and determination. Beerus and Whis watched with interest, aware of the complexity of the tournament due to the presence of Zarama and various teams from other universes. As everyone waited, Zeno-sama appeared with his charismatic enthusiasm, announcing the official start of the tournament. The battlefield was activated, and the competition began. The first fights were fierce, with warriors from all universes demonstrating their unique abilities and powers. As the Tournament of Power progressed, teams began to be eliminated and tension grew. In the midst of all, the mysterious figure of Zarama watched with interest, planning his own actions and waiting for the right moment to test the warriors and gods. The Tournament of Power was in full swing, and the destinies of all universes were in the hands of the warriors and deities competing on the floating battlefield. The Grand Priest, with his calm and authoritative voice, announced the changes to the rules of the Tournament of Power. Unlike the previous edition, this time, the fights would be carried out by direct elimination, further increasing the tension of suspense. Ladies and gentlemen, for our first elimination Tournament of Power fight, we have an epic showdown between two exceptional warriors, declared the Grand Priest, raising the crowd's anticipation. Our first fight will be between Goku from Universe 7 and Jiren from Universe 11. The crowd erupted in applause and screams, eager to see what had already been an epic clash during the previous tournament. Goku and Jiren, now considered rivals, walked with determination towards the center of the floating battlefield. Goku looked at Jiren with a confident smile and said, "Jiren, this time, we're going to fight to the limit. It's going to be an incredible battle. I'm excited. Be ready." Jiren, known for his calm and silent nature, just nodded in response. He was equally determined to show his power and skills in that fight. The gong sounded, and the fight began. Goku and Jiren launched into a clash of the titans with quick and powerful blows that shook the battlefield. Energy emanated from them as they both displayed their most powerful forms. Goku with his ultra instinct and Jiren with his overwhelming strength. The fight between Goku and Jiren was a demonstration of unparalleled strength, speed, and skill. Spectators held their breath as they witnessed the incredible moves and devastating attacks of the two warriors. Universe 7 and Universe 11 were in tune with their respective champions, rooting for them passionately. The battle between Goku and Jiren was about to decide who would advance in the tournament and who would be eliminated. It was a duel that had the potential to shape the fate of all universes involved in the Tournament of Power. As Goku and Jiren fought an intense battle in the center of the battlefield, Goku couldn't contain his excitement and curiosity. He started talking to Jiren and they exchanged powerful blows. "Hey Jiren, you're incredibly strong! I can't wait to see what else you can do now!" Goku exclaimed as he avoided a devastating blow from Jiren. Jiren, focused and serious as always, responded with determination.
"This is a battle to decide the fates of our universes, Goku. Don't underestimate the gravity of what's happening."
As the fight continued, a voice echoed across the battlefield, drawing everyone's attention. It was the voice of Zarama, the god of the Super Dragon Balls, who was watching the battle with interest.
"That's an exciting fight!"
Zarama laughed, his voice echoing eerily.
"Goku, you are truly an incredible opponent. I look forward to seeing how far you can go."
Zarama's words echoed across the battlefield, leaving everyone surprised by his presence and his participation in the events. Goku and Jiren momentarily stopped their fight to look in the direction of the mysterious voice. Goku, always enthusiastic about a good fight, responded with a smile. "Oh hey, thanks Zarama! I'll do my best!" As Goku and Jiren once again faced off, Zarama's mysterious presence added an additional layer of intrigue to the tournament. The warriors and gods were aware that the fate of their universes was in their hands, and the unpredictability of the Tournament of Power only increased, with Zarama's watching and planning his own actions from behind the scenes. The battle between Goku and Jiren was reaching its climax, and Goku was demonstrating an unbelievable level of power in his enhanced Ultra Instinct form. His movements were quick and precise, and he was able to dodge Jiren's attacks with ease, while also delivering devastating blows. Finally, in an epic moment, Goku launched a powerful Kamehameha, which collided with Jiren in a blast of energy. The dust rose, obscuring everyone's vision, until, when the dust cleared, Goku was standing, exhausted but victorious. "You were incredible, Jiren. Thank you for the fight," Goku said respectfully as Jiren fell to his knees, admitting his defeat. Vegeta, who had watched the fight closely, was truly impressed by the level of power Goku had achieved. He knew he had to keep up training and improving himself to achieve his own improvement. The fights continue to happen, with warriors from all universes facing each other in exciting strategic battles. Each class was an opportunity to showcase each fighter's unique power and abilities. And the battlefield was filled with energy and excitement. As the fight continued, Zarama watched intently, intrigued by warriors' performances. He began to realize that the Tournament of Power was full of surprises and challenges, and he himself was eager to take action when the time was right. The Tournament of Power was far from over, and the fate of all universes involved still hung in the balance. As the fighting continued, the warriors and gods strived to do their best and protect their homes, knowing that each battle could be decisive in the final outcome of this monumental tournament. The next fight was between Universe 7's Gohan and Universe 11's Topo. As they entered the battlefield, an electric tension filled the air. Topo was a formidable fighter, known for his power as a candidate for Universe 11's God of Destruction, and Goku was determined to prove his own worth. Topo launched the attack with full force, using his devastating skills and techniques. However, Gohan, having improved his beast mode transformation during his training, was prepared to face this challenge. Concentrating deeply, Gohan unleashed his beast mode transformation, a state that combined his determination and power to the maximum. His aura burst into flames, and his strength and speed increased dramatically. Topo, upon seeing this transformation, was momentarily shocked and worried. He didn't expect Gohan to reach such a high level of power. However, he did not give up and continued to fight with all his might. The fight between Topo and Gohan was intense, with powerful attacks from both sides and an ever-changing battlefield due to the force of the collisions. In the end, Gohan managed to overcome Topo, using his beast mode transformation to deliver a decisive blow that left him unconscious. Gohan won the fight, and Universe 7 celebrated their hero's victory. Meanwhile, Topo, although defeated, deeply respected Gohan's power and recognized his exceptional skill. The Tournament of Power continued to unfold, with exciting fights and surprising clashes. Each warrior was determined to do their best to protect their universes and achieve victory in this tournament that had the fate of all the multiverse at stake. Daishikan and Zeno-sama, the highest beings in the multiverse, were intently watching the fights of the Tournament of Power from their privileged seats in the palace. They talked in hushed tones, sharing their observations and thoughts about the ongoing battles. Daishikan, with a serene expression, began to speak to Zeno-sama, the supreme being. Lord Zeno, the fights in this tournament are truly exceptional. The warriors are demonstrating incredible strength and determination. Zeno-sama, with his characteristic enthusiasm, nodded excitedly.
Yes, Daishikan! It's exciting to see so many universes competing with such passion! Who could have imagined that a tournament like this would be so incredible?
Daishikan agreed and added, furthermore, the presence of Zarama, the god of the Super Dragon Balls, adds an additional layer of complexity to all of this. He is watching closely and can influence events at any time. Zeno-sama nodded again, aware of the unpredictability Zarama brought to the tournament.
It's true, Daishikan. We must be alert to any unexpected developments.
As they continued to observe the fights, Daishikan and Zeno-sama discussed the strategies, exciting moments, and challenges faced by warriors from all universes. They knew that the fate of the multiverse was at stake, and their careful supervision was critical to ensuring that the tournament ran according to the established rules. The Tournament of Power continued, and the exciting battles and epic confrontations were closely watched by the Supreme Beings. The fate of the universes hung by a thread, and everyone knew that only the strongest and most determined warriors would prevail in this cosmic competition. To be continued.
So hey, what do you believe and what do you imagine about all of this?
Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe here to the channel, and then hit the bell so you don't miss any videos. And that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. This is so much fun.